Hello and welcome back to Last Week Tonight. Tonight we'll be discussing something near and dear to my heart: bureaucracy. Specifically, a bureaucratic shakeup with potentially massive global consequences. Strap in, folks, because we're diving into the wild world of USAID. USAID, or the United States Agency for International Development, might sound about as exciting as watching paint dry. But this organization, founded in 1961 by President Kennedy, is kind of a big deal. Think of it as America's helping hand to the world, offering aid and assistance to countries in need. From disaster relief after earthquakes to funding programs combating HIV/AIDS, USAID has been there. Its mission was initially rooted in Cold War politics, a way to counter Soviet influence around the globe. But over the decades, USAID's focus has evolved. It's tackled poverty, promoted democracy, and addressed global health crises. But as we all know, the winds of political change can be harsh, and USAID has found itself caught in a rather blustery storm. Fast forward to 2025, and Donald Trump, back in the Oval Office, decided to shake things up again. This time, his target was USAID. Remember that aid freeze from his first term? Well, he decided to bring it back, like a bad sequel nobody asked for. On January 20th, 2025, a chill settled over USAID headquarters as a 90-day freeze on foreign assistance was announced. Leading the charge was Peter Marocco, a Trump appointee with a rather unique interpretation of the freeze. Under his watch, countless programs ground to a halt, leaving many USAID employees in a state of limbo. Secretary of State Marco Rubio stepped in to assure everyone that essential, life-saving programs would continue. But the specifics of what constituted essential remained as clear as mud. Confusion reigned, and the impact was immediate. Rubio claimed the freeze was about ensuring American interests were prioritized. The impact of the USAID freeze was felt far beyond the walls of its Washington, D.C. headquarters. Thousands of miles away in communities reliant on USAID's support, the effects were immediate and devastating. Sub-Saharan Africa, a region heavily reliant on U.S. aid, was particularly hard hit. HIV/AIDS programs, crucial in the fight against the epidemic, were thrown into disarray. Patients, many of whom rely on USAID-funded initiatives for life-saving antiretroviral drugs, were left in a terrifying state of uncertainty. In Mexico, migrant shelters lost vital medical staff. LGBTQ+ support programs, offering a lifeline to a vulnerable community, were shuttered. The full extent of the damage is still being tallied, but the human cost is undeniable. Now you might be wondering where the American public stands on all of this. Well, it's complicated. A recent poll conducted by AP Norc revealed a deeply divided nation. While a majority of Americans, about 60%, believe the government spends too much on foreign aid, the partisan divide is stark. A whopping 90% of Republicans share this view, compared to a still significant 55% of Democrats. Adding fuel to the fire is the fact that Americans tend to vastly overestimate how much of their tax dollars actually go towards foreign aid. But beyond the court of public opinion, a legal battle is brewing. Democrats argue that Trump's attempt to dismantle USAID is a blatant power grab. They're pointing to the Impoundment Control Act, designed to prevent presidents from unilaterally withholding funds appropriated by Congress. So there you have it, folks. The USAID saga, a story of political maneuvering, bureaucratic chaos, and real-world consequences.